Engineers Without Borders connects, educates and empowers people through humanitarian engineering. It's about collaboration and partnerships, not just about working with the communities, but also about collaborating with other non-government organisations, and so working smarter and working together rather than multiple organisations coming along to do the same thing and just repeating mistakes.
New Zealand doesn't work for Samoa, Samoa doesn't work with New Zealand. It's Samoa works with New Zealand and New Zealand works with Samoa, and that's how things can progress further. We don't want to have that inferiority, superiority relationship between the two. It's all about going hand in hand and working to provide the same goal at the end.
The reason Engineers Without Borders exists is because there's definitely a gap between the engineering industry and the development sector, and Engineers Without Borders aims to bring those two groups together, as we recognise that engineers really can use their skills for good.
New Zealand has so much knowledge and experience in different sectors that truly benefits Pacific Island countries. So there's all that knowledge sharing and the transfer of skills. In a way, it's investing in the Pacific, which in turn, it all comes back to New Zealand.
Yeah, I really like the approach that Engineers Without Borders has, where it's not about coming in with a new solution and thinking that we are the first ones to come up with that idea. It's more like a knowledge sharing process with communities to understand what their requirements are, to understand the history of any other NGOs have tried to solve the same problem, and to get the best for the community.
My favourite Engineers Without Borders initiative is the conference, just because you get to hear all about all the different things that might have been going on within the development sector over the last year. And every year it's on a different theme, so that's really cool.
The best way that we found out to building the resilience of the communities. So we use an integrated approach, and also the hands-on practical that we have to get them energetic and socialize during sessions. It's not just like having us here as directors. So having you guys also like Engineers Without Borders, so you are also helping us building the resilience of the communities.
The reason why it's important to consult them once you want to introduce a new solution to them is that these people will be the future operators of it. They are going to do the job, and they are going to be responsible for it. It's a learning process, and that involves training. So, because you can't accept that people who just introduce a solution will ongoingly be there and present to fix problems. So the commitment is very important from their own people then to keep it running.
An engineer probably looks at problems in a slightly different way than people from a social background, for instance. I think engineers try to understand the problem like very mathematically, very practically at the same time. A useful person to have in a team to better grasp what the potential political or policy type of options are in these often complex matters.
Engineers Without Borders exists to create a network of socially conscious engineers. The overarching goal is so that everyone has access to the technology, or at least the knowledge of problem solving. EWB has really taught me that there is so much more to engineering than just problem solving from a technical point of view. That there is a society and people who receive your solutions and that are going to benefit or not from your solutions.